Let me let you know what I've been on. I separate detonators instead of false smoke alarms. Your existence isn't proper pawns. On the board of life, it took you eons to see the light that was right there. For those swimming alone can be a nightmare. From a distance, I see why it's no hype there. All those outstanding barks turning to cheap shots and side remarks. I can hear the slick talk, but I feel it. Only time when you see him outside, they reveal it. They can't conceal it. Once I build my own kitchen, grew my own crop, I couldn't be stopped. Got them jittery and jumpy, real like pop rocks. When the firehouse go through, get them ducking like champagne pop. The game changes when you a one-stop shop. I say they all about time, but I've been this hot.
Word is, people saying I should just stick to producing.
Yo, that's how you start the show. It's the Nami show. Look at that.
The cartoon. And
I'm Shoot the Artist,
I'm No Face Rel.
I'm Nesreen the Sea Moss Queen.
Pyro Lucain.
and this is the Nami show.
Word.
Listen, y'all. Today we got a wonderful guest. We got Pyro Lucain in the building.
What's up, y'all?
You know,
It's good.
you know how it go, y'all. You know, Pyro. How's it been, bro? You back in town.
Yeah.
You be back and forth here to there. You know, let the people know how this journey began. You know, if y'all don't know, he a producer / rapper.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm gonna bring it all the way back. You know, if we got time.
Yeah, go
You know what I
ahead.
mean?
You know,
You know what I mean?
bring
So,
it back.
but I want to say like the journey started when I was like fairly young. Like if I had to put like an age on it, I want to say like between 5 and 6. That's when I started to notice like sound, like how it actually made me feel, and how like and I would see what it do to other people, and you know, and around the time I was 5 or 6, like that was like the golden era of, you know, of all hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm catching all the heat in the crib, I'm catching all the heat on the street, I'm catching all the heat, you know what I'm saying, with family, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like it was just all the way around. And as I got older, like, and I started to see my family, you know, actively in the business and stuff. So I was like, yo, one day I'm actually get into business, but I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and actually, like, I actually made that decision when I went to my first concert. My first ever concert was the Rough Riders and Cash Money tour down at the Pepsi Arena.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's
That was my
lit.
first one. I was 8 years old. My father took me. My mom was pissed.
I bet.
She was pissed. But
Yeah.
I was just I was just standing just dumbfounded, just looking at I was just watching these guys on TV last night, like, you know, like yesterday. And, you know, back then you don't see, you know, it's not like now where it's like an Instagram or you go to the city, you randomly see somebody, like, or
Yeah.
they just chilling, like, nah, like, it was really like a gatekeep, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you seen them, it's like, yeah,
man.
yes,
That royalty.
exactly. So it's like, so when I actually was watching that, and when I was watching the Cash Money set, and, you know, because they actually opened up for Rough Riders, really, but it wasn't like they opened up, but, you know,
It was like the intro.
yeah, I would say like certain nights Rough Riders will go on and first, and then Cash Money will go on, you know what I'm saying? So like, honestly, I'm actually pretty sure it actually probably swapped. But I want to say on that particular night, like when I seen X, when the dude came from the back of the Pepsi Arena in a freaking human-sized cage on a I want to say on like a tightrope, and it was swinging all the way through until it got to the stage. Wow. He was literally in the sky, literally, like wilding, like it was crazy. So as soon as he got to the stage, as soon as that gate opened, Rough Riders anthem came on, I couldn't even hear. Like I had to put my hand. I couldn't even hear because it was just pandemonium. And then I said from that point, I said, yo, like whatever it is I gotta do,
Yeah, to get that
I
effect.
need that.
I want
I
that.
need that. I need
Like,
that.
or to even not even that effect, just to be in the vicinity to where it's like I'm actually that important to be back there.
Yeah.
That's a
Like, you
fact.
know what I'm saying? Like I don't gotta like be like on the stage or nothing like that, but just actually being a part of history. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's really all I wanted. So growing up, I always wanted to make my own history. Cause I knew, you know, probably like I want to say like around that time, like I knew that's what I really wanted to do. But there were just other things that I was into at the time, like basketball and all that, you know, kid stuff.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's not like now where you can go get like a little setup for your son or your daughter, and you just have and you could teach them how to record. Like, it wasn't like that back
You
then.
really had to go to the
the
studio,
studio. You had
find
to
somebody, the
yeah.
owner, plug them in, find the actual time they got to bring your kid in or whatever. And hopefully they might let you do it for free.
Studio time was like $100 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and this is back when they was recording on tape. So you had
like
to pay
the
for your own
magnetic
tape.
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to. Yeah. So back then, like you had to pay for your own tape. Back then, you know what I'm saying? This is right out the tape phase going into computer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was actually in studios while they was using real tape, while they was like recording to real tapes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I had to carry real tapes, and depending on how, like, you know, depending on how big pause, you know what I'm saying, it was like it just was heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was heavy. So like I had to carry crates, DJ crates, like DJ equipment. Like this is all my intro. Like, okay,
That's
like
like your training.
once
It
the
was like-
word got out that I wanted to get into music, oh, okay.
They gonna make you work for it for real.
Yeah, we gonna work. Yeah, nah, you gonna work. Forget all that other stuff. Like you gonna work.
You want this? I
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was. So, and on top of that, like just learning how to just simply record off the radio. Like just simply just make tapes. I used to make tapes.
like
I used to do that.
I remember that I used to have like my MP3 and I'll press like record.
Yeah, like
to
yeah, we
I used to press
the radio.
stopping the play button
Yep.
or whatever.
Mhm. And also was even other like my dad had me making tapes because we was the only ones that really could afford CDs in the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because back then CDs was $20.
Wait, a pack?
Nah, I'm talking about for one CD.
CD.
Like to sell it?
Nah, yeah.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah.
If he was buying a CD or wanting to sell one, it was $20.
Yeah, like nah. So in like CDs was $20, tapes was like 10, 15. So anybody who didn't like, so let's say if so Life After Death was a double album, right?
Yeah.
So I had to sit through that to record it on tape while my dad sold it for $10.
Okay.
Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, you know what I mean? So that wasn't like the main source, but that was like, you know, that was the thing because
Okay.
everybody knew that
Facts.
we had the music. Like
Yeah.
my mom was the mixtape queen, my dad was the album king. So it's
Okay.
like so it's like
match made in album
so
heaven.
like you know what I mean?
Hip-hop.
So that's how I know a lot of these songs that like, you know, my elders be like, how do you know? I'm singing it word for word and they don't know it. They just know it because they was living at that time.
Yeah.
I know the words. And
I know the song.
yeah, and they look at me like, how you know? Like, yo, I sit and break it down to them. Like, yo, I used to sit and make tapes for my dad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
So
I had to listen to
I had
that.
to sit and listen.
And then if you messed up once, you had to like start all over again or like
Yeah, like basically, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Had to
Yeah,
start all over
like,
again.
so I can't front. I definitely burnt out a few Maxwell tapes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah,
can't
So
front.
like copy and paste and roll. No, delete that. Nah, it
Yeah.
was re-record.
Yeah, nah, like once it came to the digital phase, I was moving through that because I was already moving through the analog.
yeah.
As a
you already
kid.
did the physical part.
I already did the
so it's
physical
like-
work. So that's why now, like, bring it all the way up to now, right? Like, that's why, like, I have a drum machine. Like, that's why I have, like, a turntable with mad vinyl and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually want to, like, actually get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pause. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, now with all the digital stuff, it makes it sound, like, watery. So, like, now I had to go back and really get these machines and to make it sound like how I want to sound. Like I'm saying, to mix it with the digital.
That's
So that's
right.
why it works.
So which producer did you see that really inspired you to go forward? You know, like you know, because
All
out
right.
of
I'm
many You know?
all right. So I'm gonna bring it up to like when I made my decision as like an elder teen to really like this is what I want to do in my life. Cause when I said it as when you 8, 9,
Yeah.
usually things don't stick.
Yeah.
But it stuck. Like what I'm saying. But it had no. But honestly, it really had to stick because of the family.
Yeah.
Because I was always around them. Like what I'm saying. Like back when Chaz and them used to perform at Cross Gates and all that.
What, NTS?
Yeah, like we used to get ran out the mall. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like what I'm saying? Like it didn't like we didn't even have no deal, like no nothing. It wasn't like that was all real love. Like we used to get ran out the mall like by the girls. Like I remember like I was going to Ash and I had like the NTST and I had a picture in the locker with like all of us.
Yeah.
And then like a random girl was like, "Oh my God, like you know them?" I said, "Those my cousins." But it's a normal thing though.
Yeah.
Like so we was trained like to like how we was all brought up, like all that stuff that like what may seem normal to us isn't normal to y'all.
Yeah.
So that's why they act the way they did, because we was doing things that they never seen before. And also it has yet to be duplicated.
Yeah.
And it probably will never be.
Yeah.
Because of the time when it happened.
Right.
Yeah, this was like early 2000s.
This was like all right, so it all started with PPM. You know what I'm saying? With like with Unc when he had his crew. Like what I'm saying? So that was like if I remember, it had to be like the whole start of it, like summer of '98. Like
That was a huge year in music too.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So that was when everything formed. So I remember when it was the first video that they shot at the Blackfest. We're all in it as kids with the PPM family shirts on.
Wow.
Yeah, I was on the stage and stuff. Yeah.
Nah, no, this is before that.
Mm.
This is before that. This is 1998. This is when the BET cameras came down in their vans that said
Oh my
BET Black
God.
Star Power on it.
Wow.
Like
Official.
that's how it really get.
Dang.
That's why I mean like it'll never be duplicated again.
Yeah.
Because that was something like next level at that time.
Yeah.
So when it mattered.
Exactly.
That's a fact, So
There was a
with-
shift going on there, so y'all were a part of it. So
You seen that?
that's crazy. That's so dope to experience.
that's a fact,
real.
that's literally history. And
Literally,
y'all need
that
to
is
get a
so fire.
documentary.
Yeah, nah, I say it all the
Okay.
time, like we're spoiled.
Yeah.
We are spoiled. Like we had our own studio since we was kids. Never had to pay for studio time really, unless we wanted to go somewhere just because.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying, we always had like cameras and we always had everything from kids. Like now that we have our own kids and we're older and we sit back like damn, like we really had a lot, but also you could tell because it carries on within each of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me, Zeus, Chaz, you know what I'm saying, Seam, Dange, like just
It just trickled
all of
down,
us, yeah, all of
you
us.
know?
So it definitely worked out.
So my question to you as a producer / rapper, how do you feel about this new AI coming out that's taking people's beats and voices and making totally new songs? Like, how would you feel someone take your voice and put it on the Can't Get Enough by Michael Jackson?
Yo, can't get enough. I would laugh. I would laugh my tail off. I would laugh. But I would be like, all right, there's no way that they could really profit off of it for that long. Pause. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna see where it goes and be pissed, but it's definitely gonna be a cease to desist going on. Like, it's not gonna go far. I'm gonna let it see. Cause you know me, like, cause honestly, like, I make music like all day, every day. Like I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So all these things are bound to happen.
Yeah.
Like, just like how I rip, like, you know, stuff from Atlantic Star and BT Express, like, you know what I'm saying? And I use it in my music, like, you know what I'm saying? But with the AI, it's a little bit different, but I just got to think on both standpoints because I sample too, and I don't want to say steal, but I politically borrow. Politically borrow. So I get it. Like we actually seen these things from we seen it from a mile away. Like I think about it, like the automated messaging back in the day. Like all this was set up.
I am.
Exactly. Yep.
It was all this was set up 20 years ago.
True.
Because you gotta think about it. All this stuff takes 20 to 25 years to develop.
Mature.
Yeah, so
it's
they can bring it
it's
to
been
public.
Here. Yeah, it's been here. So, like I wouldn't really trip about it, but I would definitely do some investigation. Like, all right, you guys had enough fun.
I mean, would you use it for your production?
Nah.
Would you ever? Like, never?
Nah, if I especially when all right, so I see where you're getting at. The dude, I'm sorry, the legend Timberland did the AI with the Biggie's voice and all that and stuff like that. So this dude, like, you know what I'm saying, he's actually hype about putting, that out because he actually didn't have the time or the privilege to work with Biggie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a type of person like, yo, if I can't work with you in the flesh, then I can't do
It's
it.
over.
that's
It
true.
wasn't
over.
meant to be.
It wasn't
Exactly.
meant.
It's
Like,
the experience you want, not
exactly. Like,
not just your
honestly,
energy.
if the dude Big was still alive, and honestly, he's my favorite rapper of all time. Like, if it was a situation where I was in the studio with him, like, yeah, it would be music, but I would want to know more, like, game from him. I would want to know, like, more of the background story that wasn't told. Like, I want to know more of him. Like, especially he would have been 52.
Yeah.
So it's like I would have loved to really sat and just get game from him. I don't
That's a
even
fact.
gotta like. Of course we're gonna make music. Of course we're gonna make music regardless. But I want to get that game. I want to get that knowledge. And if I can't be in the studio to get that from you, then I don't want to steal your vocals. And because you gotta think about the family, you gotta think about the kids, you gotta think about his mother.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what about the money? She got mad money. Like, over chilling somewhere.
Yeah,
You know
fact.
what I mean? So she not worried about that.
Sentiment with that.
Yeah,
Like,
she said that her son is not here.
to even hear what was made.
Yeah,
like-
and on top of that, she's still here. He's
Yeah.
not.
Facts.
So it's like, come on, like forget everything else. You gotta think about Mama Love, man. Like,
And the kids.
and the kids, yeah, and the
No.
kid, and the fan, yeah.
and they'll
So
try to play like, oh, but they'll want to hear his voice again.
Nah,
it's
some,
not-
nah. Like,
that just goes into the term of like unethical. It's like
For
you
real.
digitally bringing someone back
Relive-
from the dead.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
AKA
what's
a
the
zombie.
ethic and morals on that?
It's like, all right. So, my dad passed in 2019. So it's like sometimes I can't look at pictures of him. Sometimes I can't hear his voice. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I can't watch videos. You know what I'm saying that he was in. Like I even though he's been like going for 3 years, whatever. Like, but it still feel like it happened yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't even look at that stuff. Like I remember like, I had to tell my mom one time, I was like, Mom, like, I can't even look at that right now. I can't even I can't even see no like videos with him and my daughter. Like I can't see none of that right now. Like, and this was like last year.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm still like that. You know what I'm saying? Every so often I may like, peek at like probably like a couple seconds of it. But after that, it's like, all right, because I'm gonna start getting mad because all the stuff that I'm doing, he's not here.
Facts.
So it's like, yeah, I can't
And a
even.
scab like all over again.
Yeah, I can't even do that.
So we seen with the campaign that you ran like a few years ago. It was saying not for the algorithm, and I
Oh,
took it
this was actually recently.
recently.
Yeah, this is within the last couple months.
And I
Coming
took
to you.
I took a real good look at that, and I like that type of work because it's all about your passion, and you could go a little bit deeper into like as far as what you was pushing there with the.
Well, I'm
campaign.
still pushing it.
Yeah.
It's just now. So basically, like, not for the algorithm it speaks for itself, right? But I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. So not for the algorithm is for the creatives who actually put their heart and their art on their sleeve. You know what I'm saying? So that's me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's for you because you paint.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's for you. I'm pretty sure it's for everyone who's a real down hard creative who actually want to display their art
Yeah.
and actually want people to make people feel what you felt while making it.
Yeah.
So it's not about the money, because at the end of the day, like, you know, like I want to say, like, the passionate always prospers.
Yeah.
So it's like, so the money's always, the notoriety is gonna be there, but when we get there, it's gonna be bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like, so like, I had to really take it upon myself and be like, forget the numbers, forget everything that what they want to, like, you know, like, to make me feel like I may be not that good or inferior of my talent. Like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like, all you're gonna do is, as soon as I hit a certain mark, as soon as you hit a certain comma in your bank account off me, you off to the next.
Yeah.
Nah. So it's like, we're not doing that either. So now for the algorithm is for those that who actually wear their art and wear their heart and their art on their sleeve, and who's not worried about the numbers, who's not worried about nothing, who just. But there's a twist. You actually got to know your business too. Know your business, so you can not care about the algorithm.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's a fact, you know? And
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't
Talk
worry about.
that talk, sir.
Don't worry
yeah,
about that.
facts. So before we get into the episode 16, one last question I want to ask Pyro. Speaking on the business part, what advice would you give up and coming producers and rappers as far as the business terms? Like, what paperworks or documents should they get in order before they really try to monetize their work out there?
All right. One word that I want to put out there: perpetuity. Do y'all know what perpetuity means?
Forever.
There you go. If you see that word, all right. If you see that word perpetuity in a contract, run.
For the hills.
It means forever. They're not going to give you nothing back until they feel like they want to give it back to you. And usually, when you get your masters back, it's actually not worth nothing to them because they already juiced it up for them. So, perpetuity, stay away from that word. Now, another side, if you're actually independent and you go on soundexchange.com, I think it's .org. Sorry, guys.
It is
But,
org, yeah.
It's org.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
I love where you're going with this because
Thank you.
I've been pushing this for
Thank
so
you.
long. So keep talking. King.
So, right. So, all right. This is for my rappers out here, right? So, if you have songs out that's on Apple Music or whatever, right? Go claim your songs before another company claims your stuff.
Yes.
Because if another company claims your stuff, you're not gonna see nothing. Like, it could be a company from New Zealand that gets your stuff. It could be a company
Anybody.
from West Africa. It could be from Indonesia. It don't gotta be in the United States. There are people overseas that's actually looking to get unclaimed music and unclaimed publishing.
Yes. I've been.
So go claim your songs on Sound Exchange. Now, soon as you claim, it's gonna probably take like a couple days to a week until you get the email, and it's gonna show you all your songs, and it's gonna ask you the word perpetuity. Well, it's not gonna ask you about the word. It's gonna tell you, like, you know, it's gonna more so be like, oh, do you want this to go on forever? Yes, because it's yours. You the one who distributed it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else did. You know what I mean? So it's like perpetuity. Stay away from that word. And also, too, don't look for record deals. Look for digital marketing agencies, because reason being, a lot of your money from the label goes to marketing anyway.
Yes.
Cut them out.
Distribution deals.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I just got a new distribution deal with the Orchard.
Okay.
Fire.
That's fire.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Thank you. So, you know, so like I said, like, even though, like, you know, there's gonna be like, oh man, you talking too much, that's fine. But at the end of the day, like, I would rather see my people come up to really
Facts.
to really own their stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so what if you feel like it ain't worth nothing right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is worth something, but if you
Yeah.
feel like it's not worth nothing, okay. That is your thoughts.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can take that same stuff that's really not worth nothing and put it in movies,
Anywhere.
games. Like, they could come right to you.
Yeah.
So and why would you sell your catalog when you could license it to the world?
Yeah, rented that.
Like, I've been telling artists that I know, get your BMI, get your ASCAP. What are y'all doing out here pushing music? Y'all don't own y'all nothing.
BMI is free. ASCAP is $100 fee. I think it is.
I think it's $100.
$100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And for your publishing, Song Trust.
Yup.
That artist, your intellectual property,
Yes, speak on it.
publishing, Song Trust. That's where you get the money. The digital master isn't a lot of money. Your publishing is where the money is.
So y'all busy going through DistroKid and what's that other one? United Masters.
yeah.
And do y'all got your BMI?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Because
important
they
one.
still owning you.
Yeah.
Still owned by somebody. Protect y'all worth, man. Yes, I love you talking about that. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, nah, because at the end of the day, like somebody like myself who's on the rise, who's actually going through these things, but I don't talk about them publicly.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm able to talk about them like right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about it
Facts.
because these are things that y'all are gonna go through. If I could save one kid from going through some BS, then I'm good.
That's a fact,
Yeah.
you know. I hope y'all taking in these
I'm good.
insights from Pyro about how to
Dropping
get your
sauce.
music on lock. You know, because
I'm not here to hide the plug. Like, I'm not here to hide that. I'm not here to
you
hide
know, you hear plenty of stories how a lot of these musicians, rappers look at TLC.
Oh,
You
man.
feel me? Totally lazy and cheap. You know, listen.
Hey.
No, not them. Not them. The deal that they signed
Oh yeah.
was
yeah.
totally lazy and cheap.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
also, but you all right? Okay.
It
All
was-
right.
They didn't have any knowledge of the industry.
Exactly.
And they were so eager to get on at that. You gotta
Yeah,
understand.
knowledge
This is
is power.
1990, 91.
Yes.
Like, this isn't the internet era where we can just go get distribution deals like that.
Yes.
We have to go to the label, and they've been outsourcing from the gate. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like I can't I actually.
I mean,
can't
you
blame-
could
it's a
you could
50-50.
use them as
An
an example of what not to do.
Oh, yeah,
Like, okay,
yeah.
yeah, look at what them. Yeah, I'm gonna
They'll
learn
tell
from
you.
them. Facts.
They'll sit here and be like,
Don't sign a 3
Negro, no.
Yeah, facts. You
Like,
know.
No.
So getting into our community insights, you know. Shout out to Pyro for the wonderful insights. We gonna get back more onto him
Yes, sir.
when the economy talk happens. Listen, you know.
Tongue tied.
Facts. You know. So how y'all feel about the smoke in the air from the Canada wildfires, y'all? Like, I got asthma. Today I was
need some
playing.
CMOS. Y'all lungs are inflamed and irritated from the
I know. I'm gonna need
particles.
some CMOS for
I
real.
got you. I got you.
CMOS, get y'all mullein. You feel
Yeah,
me? Get
get y'all
y'all
mullein.
Thai lemongrass. Get y'all Tosa detox. Come on now.
I got the plug on the
Yeah.
T's.
You know.
Going into this fire situation though, like
You know. Apparently
What's going on? Like,
it was a couple hundred wildfires that happened up in the Canada area, you know, like I think it's by like Nova Scotia. Apparently they had an extremely dry season, which caused the nearby forest or wood to catch on fire, which caused a massive smoke cloud to come and bother the upper northern eastern states.
I'm not really good at geography.
that doesn't make sense.
But no, okay, it doesn't. But here it gets even worse.
What?
How far is Nova Scotia from Toronto?
It's like on the side.
It's on the same.
Yeah, it's like you gotta go through
On a
New
cliff
England.
over there, yeah.
It's like above New
because-
England.
Because Toronto is also was where they had really, really terrible air quality. I was checking
Yeah.
out the map, and it was more so like right on that where like the Niagara Falls area is coming into like New York State. Air quality's crappy, but
Yeah.
where the fires were, the air was fine.
Yeah, because it brought it down. The wind brought it downstream.
what?
So instead of it like just it's just being
Sitting
smoke
there,
and
yeah.
it just sitting there and dispersing, the wind was taking it down to us. And now when it got to us, it hit the city. It's stopping. It's like, oh,
Definitely in New York City too.
we chilling.
That shit look like the orange soda.
Sun kissed.
The
like
sky
orange soda.
got kissed,
like
you know.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
Definitely give
Yeah.
apocalypse vibes. But people were like, "Why is it so bad in the city?" I'm like, the city has no trees barely to filter the air.
Yeah,
Central Park is it?
true.
And those
Yeah,
buildings,
but that's only one
Yeah.
section.
yeah,
though.
and
That's
those buildings are trapping all those air particles like a microwave right in there, and it's gonna sit. It's gonna sit there for.
Yeah, they're gonna start
long?
cooking and baking.
And now it cleared up a little bit, but if you live in a big city with this air like that,
Man.
I mean, we
Wear a
lucky
gas
because
mask.
this a valley right here, so it gotta go up and then down and stuff like that. First, the city is just exposed
Right
to the
there.
ocean and the water, and it's just exposed, you know. But then it's like a couple months from now, let's see
My
what
theory-
happens to the
I
wildlife.
don't have a necessary theory on everything because I look and I read stuff too deep. So I'm like, boom. Let's just say hypothetically, that these fires weren't started on their own. They were encouraged to start. Boom.
Like-
that just happened, right?
Hidden agenda.
Now you finna inflame and destroy millions of acres of land, right? All right, you do that. Now that land goes to what? Who's gonna live there?
Farming,
Somebody gonna buy it and redo it.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. All
Redevelopment.
right, so now you done took this land from people who could live there and do whatever with it. Now you gonna use it for the government, Canadian government. Okay, cool. Now you done burnt up the land, right? Crazy, in the air, toxic chemicals, dirt, whatever, in the air, gets in our lungs. Now we can't breathe. Rain comes down, stuff in the air hits the soil. Guess what you just did? You done
that's-
tainted the food source from
Yep.
the soil.
Facts.
That's a fact.
And the
Oh,
plant's gonna
my
go
goodness.
crazy too. You know?
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. Sorry to be the bearer of bad
Yeah, it's right. You are absolutely right. Like absolutely right. I'm just sitting thinking because that's another layer of it. I'm like,
Yup.
yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's fun now, but a couple months from now, like it's summertime. Sometimes it get hot out here.
It
in New
ain't,
York.
it ain't fun.
And it's like if you in the city and it's hot, you can't even use your air conditioner. Imagine you putting your AC on and mad
Sucking in.
smoke come
Yeah,
in the
'cause-
house, and now you
And every
dead.
house has, and all these new buildings have central air, so they're just pumping the air into the building. You can't even get away from it. So
Well, I was about to ask. Well, is it filtrated? But it's filtrated when everybody cuts it on through
Yeah.
everybody's houses.
Yeah.
You're right.
so
Damn.
Yeah, it's all
we're
bad.
all like really in danger right now with the air.
Wow.
As
Yeah,
Chris Brown and
you
what's her
know.
name said, "Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe enough."
Yeah, they said it's been a couple hundred cases going into the emergency room, especially for like respiratory infections and amongst little kids and the elderly.
That's one thing I didn't hear about the hospital reports.
Yeah, they
About
can't.
like
They can't release that right now.
No, that
It's gonna look
Nah,
crazy.
whoa, no. To be fair, when it was COVID
they
19,
didn't care.
every week it was a
They had
hospital
a-
update.
They had a
Yup.
channel.
No. Every 2 days.
They
Yeah, it
had
was
a
up.
channel for this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. They had their own segment.
Yes.
Yeah,
So why can't they? Come on, why can't they release this?
Yeah, the mask is
Man.
back on too. My mom said everybody in
Yeah,
the city got a
like,
mask on.
look
right
like
now, so.
COVID.
I mean, that's the best
down
thing you
there.
could do. Or like them K5 masks. My friend had a gas mask on outside. I was like, "You're smart.
Yeah.
You gotta get like you."
Yeah, that's a fact.
So it's like when it was COVID 19, every 2 days we was getting hit with some heat every 2 days. on some
Yeah.
Max B getting heat. with some
150,000
heat.
people have been suffering. What?
Or
Yeah.
maybe
Overnight?
like
Overnight.
it's going to be a long term effect.
Definitely
You know?
is.
That's why I said in the year 2030 when it's gonna be the commercial. Like, hey,
You were living.
were you living on the eastern seaboard in the year 2023 when the Canadian fire smoke went all the way to
may
the
have
East
been
Coast?
exposed
You
to
may have been
toxic
exposed to asbestos and all the other crap that's in the.
You can be
Please sign up
compensated.
here.
Please sign up here.
Well, in the meanwhile, please
Well, in the
shop
meanwhile.
up for some sea moss to detox your lungs from inflammation.
You know? That's crazy. You got one?
Yeah, so with our community insight, we seeing that Alive at 5 it started its summer series where they have a bunch of performances every Thursday until the summer is over.
Okay.
It's a free event, so we got artists that's local and we got like artists that come from around the world. So definitely tune in for Alive at 5 on Thursdays.
That's
I got
fire.
a tidbit to add about the live.
Yeah, me too. You
dope.
could go
Maybe
first.
it's your tidbit.
Nah, my tidbit is that I know the person who like the founder, the creator of Live at 5. His name is Bob, and he comes and frequents Cafe Madison often. He has a walker, so if you ever come to Cafe Madison, see Bob at the bar, be like, hey Bob. Yeah, he's like 60 something, and he gets a check every year for Live at 5. You know, and just comes and chill.
Well, my
And he has a band.
tidbit ties into the fire. It's interesting how during this little mini state of emergency, they canceled several events, but allowed a Live at 5 to go on during this toxic air spiel. Like they put off a they did.
Yeah. Now can you go deeper into these events?
Right, because that's
Like,
what I'm thinking. Who's these events catered to, and who's benefiting off
There's a
these
few
events?
events I seen in the city.
What
Yeah.
events got
I
canceled?
don't know the exact name of them, but please help me.
I'm trying to find something in my brain there that.
But I was like, why would y'all like close schools early, let people out of work early, send people home, but you let in an event that congregates several people in a small area? You know, never mind.
Money.
Political thing.
The waterfront.
Political prospering, okay.
Political prospering. There you go.
Live at 5 is also a tourist event too. Like you said, you got artists from around the world pulling up. You got
Come on.
out of town, out of state money
Yeah,
Yeah,
pulling
like
up.
these are things that's been booked like for like a year in
Yeah,
advance.
you can't
like,
just say no and then they be like, okay, send the money back. No, we don't got it. We spent it.
They have definitely postponed a Live at 5 sometimes.
Okay.
For certain reasonings. So
What was the reasons if you could remember?
COVID.
Oh yeah, see everything is canceled.
That's just weather permitting purposes. They've canceled a Live at 5.
Oh, yeah,
Extreme rain.
Extreme rain, that's it, right? And
Rain.
COVID, but
But we have 187, however they measure the air quality, and you want to bring people outside?
They gotta exercise.
Shoot.
they like, well, the air's been polluted anyway. A little extra ain't gonna hurt.
Yeah, you know.
You know the crazy
Bring on the
thing is,
beams.
during this, a few people been using their grills, and not the regular, like they've been using like propane and charcoal grills, like still making burgers through these events. I be looking at my neighbors like, yo,
Are
serious?
you really
I'm
deranged?
making burgers in the house. Like I don't want my food. Let alone my food gonna taste like the grill.
Yeah.
Good wise. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But when the smoke drops down, it's gonna taste like a bonfire.
Oh,
hit it.
this Canada
Nah.
fire.
It's Canadian grill.
Like,
Canadian
like, like this
smoked.
burger tastes
Canadian
very
smoked
smoky.
Oh
That
man,
free
it gets
Canada
crazy,
smoke.
yo.
Yo, free Canada Dry.
Yes.
I gotta chill.
Canada Dry, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really crazy.
Yo,
You know?
yeah.
All right, we got more community insights.
No more.
All right, so we're getting into these topics, y'all, and we got Apple that just came out with their first official virtual reality set. You know, it's called Vision iOS or something like that. Level 1, and basically you could put the glasses on, or I don't even know what to call it.
goggles or
Yeah,
whatever.
goggles on,
Yeah.
and basically all the apps that will be on your iPad or your
my
iPhone will be there too. But then you could also have like a virtual iPhone in your hand as well, so you could you could answer it, pick it up, all that, and it don't take up space.
That is some scurry
I can't front. I'm buying into that.
I mean, for a creator, yeah, I can see the really potential use cases for that. Like for me, I'm an artist. I can make so many digital art pieces, NFTs, and don't take up physical space, where I could just put in the virtual art gallery, you know, or
virtual
like you
cloud.
making music.
Well, to be honest, like they're just competing with the metaverse situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, even though I'm pretty sure like their goggles may be linked to the metaverse, or they might be, I don't know, because what's the joint called, the Oculus?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a thing right now. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
facts.
mean? So like they was like, okay, I'm actually pretty sure that Steve left VR,
Blueprint.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he left this before he died.
Facts.
I'm 100% sure that these were in his plans. So, sometimes other companies beat you to the punch because of the trend.
Yeah.
But they're doing it as they're gonna make it like for like life use.
Facts.
Like Oculus is just for if you're in the metaverse doing stuff like
Doing
in
metaverse
shows.
things,
Yeah.
Gaming
you know?
and
This is good. Like
This is
theirs is
life
real
shit.
Yeah,
You-
real life.
And then it's like this had the potential to also replace phones. Like there's so many technologies that's competing with the handheld phone right now.
Virtual life, man. Y'all trying to put
Yeah.
me in a digital bubble. I ain't going. I like skin, man. I like
mean,
tangible stuff.
If you look
Yeah.
at
I get that, but
Tangibility will never be overturned. Like
it's giving video game. It's giving.
look at the glasses Pyro wearing now. You can't tell me the fifth, sixth generations won't be some portable thing where you have like your AirPod case, you have your
It is.
eyeglasses case, and you can just put it on like.
and you seeing stuff literally
that's
like
it.
Okay.
Oh, somebody calling you. Oh, what's up? What happened? Oh, yeah.
They already have that, don't they?
I feel like my phone is convenient enough.
I mean, you
Yeah,
could
like-
connect that to your phone. So whatever
course.
notifications
It's making
pop up,
people
just pop
rely on the
technology.
technology more and making
Yeah,
them
making you really dependent, and you don't want to do something for yourself, and it's making you turn into a zombie.
I mean,
You're
don't
being
use
controlled
it
by the
as a
government.
consumer.
Yeah.
Use
I
it
can't get
from a
jiggy
business
to
standpoint.
that. But I want to interject because back to community insight, because I was at an art gallery
Okay.
in Wappinger Falls. Alex Gray, you ever heard of the artist Alex
Yeah.
Gray? So he invented something called the Mindfold back in the early '80s, which has a similar design to the Oculus.
Yeah.
Which gives me these weird vibes that but what if he sold his design to like a company?
Or they copied it.
Yeah, and they just been,
copied it, or
and they
he's-
just been,
Yeah.
and he's eating off of that.
Okay, all right, okay. You gotta think about it, right? So back in the day, Sega Genesis used to have the virtual joint. Used to have the
Yeah.
virtual goggles joint. Like the virtual games, the goggles has been here.
Like even Nintendo with like the Duck Hunt stuff. That's
Yeah.
one of the
Bring
first
back Duck Hunt.
implications.
Like all this stuff has been here, but they just brought it back to figure out how to equate it to life now.
Yeah.
Or they been new, they were just rolling it out
Yup,
little
easily.
by little.
They made
Slowly
it better
exposing
for
us
the
to it so we
consumer. You
We
know.
just want to consume it.
Because it's like, okay, like people think like the Oculus is a new thing. Yeah, it's a new thing but as far as like the overall landscape of it,
Yeah.
that's been here.
Yeah. Fact.
Like-
Military been using that technology. What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about?
Exactly, you know.
Like I said,
if you
it's
go
been
back
there.
into the episode where we talked about video games, one of the first video games was military use. So they was using headsets for like the first flight simulators, you know. So this is just reinvented technology. So y'all be careful with that Apple headset.
All right.
Be careful.
No.
Yeah.
Be mindful.
It's
Go
cool and all, but just be careful and mindful.
Don't let it control you.
You control it.
Cool. So we seen that the student loan payments is going to be restarting at the end of August. So we seen that from the debt ceiling bill that was back in COVID when they had they put the hold on the.
Yeah, the student debt.
Well, it's going to be restarting back at the end of August. So
Is it?
Wow.
get that budget ready to start
Get
paying
that
that bill.
budget.
Because to be honest, y'all just gonna be paying the interest.
Yeah, that's what they did. Just let the interest. Oh, that's
Yo, I don't
greasy.
got them problems.
That's
Me neither.
crazy.
I'm glad I'm paid off and paid up.
Off. Yay.
I never got into it to begin with.
That's fire. I wish I would have never did either, but it's okay.
They said you want to take a loan or use the assistance. I'm like, yeah. How much? Yeah, give me the assistance.
Yeah, see.
Especially for
dope.
New York, we got the Excelsior program. You know, so
True.
Fire.
So we seen that Regal's movie theaters, they just closed the next movie theater. And we seeing that, less people are going to the movie theaters nowadays with the whole streaming situation and all the different apps. And you can watch a movie right from home as soon
And
as
it's
it comes out.
$25 per person. Who's doing that?
And
ticket, right?
Who's doing that?
When that 25 could pay 5 months for $5 a
Yeah,
month.
That's
come
a
on.
And you can watch it every day for 120 days.
For free.
I feel like people just go to the movie theaters now just for the experience.
The experience, yeah. If that's the case, then yeah, they need to revamp the whole theater into an experience versus
real.
you coming to watch it. Like they need to have like a video game section, like they do.
Now some
with the
theaters
little
have real nice
arcades.
Little arcades
Yeah,
up, yeah.
that's fine. You
It's
know,
the
but
chairs for me. If your chairs don't recline, my car gets declined. Because why do I want to be in there sitting all like this?
yeah, make it really comfy to
You've
where
been
I don't want to
spoiled.
leave. You know? Like,
I want to be home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the actual experience of them putting those recliners was the best thing, but COVID messed everything up though.
Yeah.
Like that killed everything. Like
did.
COVID killed everything.
facts.
Like
It did.
there's nothing
But
you can say
out of the
really
ashes of
about
that, some new
Phoenix
things
must be
came out.
born.
You feel me? Nah, some things had to die off for new things to come about. You know, so
Yeah.
They're going to close the theater down and put some doofy store in the place of it. Watch.
I mean, as long as they, I don't know, when it comes to opening up new stores, they got to do their market research. Y'all go to Crossgates more sometimes.
Those mall.
You just see random store. What is this?
Thank you. They went to a what do they call it? An auction. Y'all bought a storage unit. Y'all got the storage unit. Y'all put it in another storage unit in the mall and called it the store.
Wow.
Why do y'all do that?
Oh wow,
That's what it looks like. It's giving.
that's the whole business model right
It's-
there.
yeah.
Listen, that's a
Take
business.
one trash,
plan,
shine it up. We got it all.
Listen, y'all.
Seriously.
Getting into staying on the crazy technology wave, y'all. We got Elon Musk with the Neuralink. Oh man. With the Neuralink.
Put me on to that.
So
What?
basically, the Neuralink is basically a chip with a cord that they put on your brain, so it could
I
be
already don't like it.
Yeah.
so it could be compatible with multiple cellular devices, or like your MacBook, your
Stop talking.
iPad, your iPhone, you know, to the point where you receive a notification, it'll just pop up.
Un-
You
My
know,
brain
or
just
you can
said-
answer it just by talking. You like answer, or you're like, "Hello."
See, this goes back to like I was just saying with
I'm straight.
with the goggles. Like I'm good with just my phone.
Yeah, I'm
They're
good.
doing too much
Yeah,
at
I'm
this
good.
point. It's
I'm
really giving
good.
artificial life. It's giving not real, and I don't do
Yeah.
that.
And also,
Sorry.
they'll be able to track everything from like how you eating, how you breathing. You know,
They're already
They-
doing that every
trying to-
day. What do you?
justify it with ways it can help you in the medical field. You know, say if you're really obese, they could track you and see directly what you
Shoot,
should
don't
be
sign up.
you should be cutting down on. You know, or say if you got someone with a learning disability, it can help cure certain things. So you got Alzheimer's. You know,
Shoot, gonna sign up.
it can help you remember things. No, I'm gonna invest in the company. You know, and see what happens.
But the thing is, how can you put a chip in human flesh and
I mean, we
for
got.
it to expect for it to maneuver and function correctly without us malfunctioning
I mean,
and dying?
it's just for them to control you through the electricity currents in your body.
Yeah,
you
of,
know?
of course. It's all about tracking and control.
mean,
but
yeah,
It's
alright,
like going back to iRobot, except it's the before iRobot, it's the people version. They could have a kill switch that just
Yeah, and that's
turn everybody
Exactly.
on some MK Ultra ish. Like now you just
and that's it.
I'm
And
not.
next thing- or
It's not me moving my body.
like you think it's yes, that's the thing. That's it. What?
Nah, yeah, I know. I'm laughing because I believe it. Like that's
the scary
true.
part.
Yeah,
That's
that's just true.
I don't know
Gonna
why I'm
treat
hurting
you
you.
like your car. These push to start cars where they cut your stuff off when you don't pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gonna treat you the same way. Or
If
you
you
ain't
don't
pay
pay
your
your
phone
Neuralink?
bill? You ain't pay your rent this month. Or we gonna cut you off, literally.
Oh nah, I'm
Then-
good.
Then it's like it gets so deep that even your money, since they trying to enforce Fed now, which is like a Fed Reserve version of Cash App, they trying to take away physical cash. So with the Neuralink, you can have your money stashed on there. So all you have to do is just, I don't know, this the first upgrade. They might have a hand upgrade or something where you just scan it and it just pay
I'm
for
good.
whatever.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
I'm
You
so
know?
good.
Or
I'm
they
gonna
can
make
see-
my own currency.
Also
Y'all want to
do
get
that.
in?
They trying to do like the social credit program like they do in China. So whoever wearing the Neuralink, you could see or track their good or bad actions and give them a social credit score. You know, there's so many different implications with it.
I just had a dope idea. I'm gonna
What?
take over the world. I'm gonna give women all the control and power of over the
Oh
world.
no, you good. I'm just like the
No.
things that like.
Yeah, he's crazy.
How is
man.
that even justifiable in society
I mean,
right
but
now?
this is the kicker. The FDA approved it.
Of course, they
The FDA
who's
approved
the
it.
FDA? Hey,
They
Who
approved
are these
The
people?
Federal Drug
All right, I'ma chill.
you know what?
So,
Anyways,
Listen,
this month they're gonna have their first human trials. Look out for the Neuralink, y'all. If y'all have certain disabilities or learning aspects y'all need to help with, the Neuralink could definitely help you with that, you know. But it's an experimental phase, so they might be paying for you to be an experiment.
they're paying for you to end up down bad.
literally.
Like, have you ever seen them joints where they say, "Oh, if you don't do this, come here, take the number, like we'll pay you." Such as like they're basically treated as they're
Facts.
as a lab rat.
Yeah.
They guys
Yeah.
as lab rats, like so.
You know what? And people are gonna do this because they made everybody lab rats during COVID, and people went for it. And so now they're like, well, we didn't die this time, so let's try it again. Okay.
You're slowly dying
Facts.
inside.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
But hey, Neuralink.
And I got one
Definitely.
more crazy topic for y'all. And this is an out of country topic, but it's something that a lot of us with kids can relate to. And this is one of our worst nightmares as of recent society. So you have a 13-year-old girl in China, right? She was playing around and she stumbled upon her mother's debit card, you know?
Here you go.
And she ended up spending $64,000 from January this year to May, which was the family's life savings. You know what she spent it on?
That's a lot of yen. But go ahead.
You know what she spent it on?
What Roblox?
Roblox.
She spent
Minecraft.
it on pay-to-play mobile games on her phones. On her phone. So boom, she spent $16,000 of that just creating the accounts, because they have the free, then the regular account, then the premium account to unlock all the features or get double experience points. Yeah, she spent $16,000 on that. Then she spent another $30,000 on in-game purchases. So say you want the level up, the power up, or you want the super power card,
getting
or you
intense.
want the extra in-game currency. And then she spent the rest on gifting her friends who wanted to buy something. Oh, you need the new outfit, sis? Here you go. Oh, bro, you need that? I got you. 10, 100 for you. They found out because the teacher called the parents saying, hey, I think your child is addicted to pay-to-play mobile games. When the parent went to check the account, they had 7 cents in their account.
Oh, sell the baby.
Yeah, I would
Sell the
have.
baby. Sell the baby. Put the baby up for sale. Sell the
Yeah, either give the child up for adoption, or when you
All right,
reach 18,
okay.
you pay me back.
Jackson, baby, I love you. I love you, Jackson. I love you. But I don't know what daddy would do if you spent $16,000 on paid to play. I just don't know what I would do.
No, 64,000.
64, even worse, baby. I don't know. That,
And
Damn.
I love my son to the utmost. Like,
all right.
My child gonna be wearing G-Rec, the generic stuff from Walmart
Bro,
for the rest
to
of
be
the
what do you
honest
mean
with you,
having stuff?
Honestly,
you don't know how to grow stuff.
I don't know what I would do.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really because we could sit here and say we would
talk about it.
we would just be sitting here dumbfounded like, how did this happen? Where did I leave my card at? But initially, we gonna be mad as a mug.
Then it's gonna be like, why I didn't catch this? Because it's from January to May. But then again,
Where's
if
the notifications?
if this is the savings account, like this is the family life.
How
savings.
is the card linked
So-
to the savings account?
yeah.
Even reachable.
Yeah, that's
Why
what I'm
is that-
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that's why I said I don't know what I would do because initially this is my problem because I left the card out.
Yeah, and that's
of all,
your
that's-
kid.
Yeah,
So it's
so it's
double.
like yes,
First
so it's
of all,
like
you are too smart. Are you reading my account routing number? What are you doing in this? Man.
Yeah, because literally they ask for it, or maybe I don't know, 13-year-olds is smarter than back then. All they have to do is just scan it, the front and the back, and she was
it's lit,
crazy.
it's on. She's 13. Oh, she knows what she's
She
doing.
knows enough.
5 months straight going ham.
Oh.
5
Oh,
months.
baby, you 13? Oh, no. You getting sent out somewhere.
Yeah, you're getting shipped off.
So
I'm going to my mother. You going to your
class.
grandmother's house. you going somewhere far away.
a farm.
For
Yeah.
64,000 days.
Yeah. For how much money you spent, that's how long you're gonna be.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you when you're 35.
That's
Yeah.
how it,
Maybe I may be over it. Maybe
Yeah.
I may have that money back.
exactly.
Oh.
So for my people out there with kids, be very careful of where you put your wallet. Be careful on
debit cards now. They
also-
know how to, like, my
Yeah.
daughter.
Crazy.
go monitor them.
Like I remember we was in the store. My daughter was like, "Oh, Dad, let me use your card." Da da da. I was like, "All right, go ahead." I'm watching her
Yeah.
And she doing it.
in there. She's like, "Oh, what's your pen?"
Oh,
Out loud. I'm like, "No,
Girl.
baby, I got it."
It's okay.
All right,
It's
go ahead.
all
Press
right.
enter. And she did it. She got the receipt. She said, "Thank you." I was like,
I was showing my son too. He's 8. He was like, "I can do it, Mom." I was like, "Oh,
You could do it.
"Yeah."
What you mean you could do
Yeah.
it?
this.
Yeah.
But honestly though, I actually have to attribute that to her mom because for her to know how to do it, her mom lets her do it. So even I'm not mad at it at all. Like that is definitely like a good skill to have, like to early, because I was making tapes and working music equipment at her age. So it's like I can't be that mad when this is the whole digital currency thing, the whole digital wave.
I'm
That's her
just
thing.
mad if that
turn
was
your
my kid.
notifications on. What is y'all
If
doing?"
that's my
Well,
kid,
yeah.
I'll
Well,
be
I'm
mad.
talking about as far as like with me monitoring her.
Yeah.
'Cause I
But
have,
without the monitoring, nah, I keep my cards in my wallet
because
on
I
me.
have like my stuff on my phone, and I have my son's account linked to my iPhone.
Yeah.
So I can see what he's downloading at all times,
Yeah.
and it can't get downloaded if it costs money.
Yep.
He'll send me a request, and I'm like, "Oh,
D9.
yeah."
You don't even look at it. As soon as you see the
A number? No,
$2.99.
I'm not looking at my phone. I'm good.
Alright, y'all. Listen, y'all. This is the talk, y'all. This is the
This is the meat.
economy.
Oh my
goodness.
God.
Oh my God.
You know, I had to take off the
Boy
had to
got
take
the
off the
fresh-
do rag for
Hey,
economy talk,
Pop
y'all. You
Smokes.
know,
He laced
because-
like a tight sneaker over there.
Because, you know, we got some fire flame in the building with this economy talk. We talking about the history of production, music production specifically, you know. And since we got Pyro Lucain on the track, you know, he gonna help me with some of these historical facts and plug me in on the evolution on what happened, you know. So for my first point, we got. You know, the earliest music production began in the 19th century. You know, basically, they wasn't quite there yet, but they had the little inventions to capture small pieces of sound, small pieces of video, XYZ. You know, but it wasn't really doing it. What they had something like a wax and like vinyl, and they would like directly record the live performance directly onto there. So back then it was more of a tedious process because this is live. It's not like recording and you
Stop
go,
here.
yeah, and go
Yeah,
back.
nah.
You be like, oh no, I gotta catch this.
Yeah.
If you messed up, then that whole record is messed up. You gotta wait till their next performance, you know. And then we had the advent of the magnetic tape in the 1940s through the 60s, and basically this is where the magnetic tracks really started popping off, you know, because now people were able to do multi-track recordings, you know. First
That was
it's
a
just
big help back then.
what happened?
That was a big help. at
Yeah,
that
you
point.
know, because they just had the one song per vinyl. So now if you want someone record, you gotta have 10 different vinyls to play 10 different records. Now you get the magnetic tape, you playing the whole album.
Yeah.
You could go listen to a Red Fox, the whole comedy album, you know. So my second point is the rise of the digital, you know. So between the 1970s, 1980s, you know, that marked a shift in the music production. This is when they started getting more. This is when the introduction of dials came in. Digital audio workstations, you know, they started putting up the interfaces, but mostly that's because that's when computers started coming out, late 60s, 70s, you know. So they was like thinking like, okay, this could record the data, I could store the data on here. Let me try to do something, you know. So you had a plethora of record companies coming in on this new age stuff. You had people who never even put the vinyl records together. They just hopped right into the digital, copped their first little computer in their studio, and they got to work with it, you know. You also had the emergence of MIDI, musical,
MIDI.
MIDIs, musical instrument digital interfaces, you know, and digital synthesizers, you know. And basically, with those computers, they revolutionized it. That's where we start hearing more rock and roll and computerized stuff like that, because you was able to tune it. Before you couldn't really tune it. People playing
that
instruments
was the
and
sound.
singing.
Yeah, that
That's
was
it.
And you
You
could
know?
tell on certain records back in the 70s, like certain parts, like when they're playing, like you could tell, like especially like when I sample, right?
Yeah.
This part of the record sounds different from this part of the record because they're really playing live, and certain times they be flat.
Yeah.
Certain parts, sometimes it be too loud on certain parts. So it's like a lot of those recordings still wasn't perfect, but it was good enough.
Yeah.
Like, because you gotta think about it, right? So let's say if it's a band, right, and you gotta and if one person mess up, you gotta do the whole thing over.
That costs,
Like,
costs a lot.
Yeah, and it costs money, it costs friction. People get mad, so it's like, you know what? We gonna take that part, forget it. We already did this 15 times already. We gotta
Right.
go to the next song. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, certain, like, that's why like I catch like certain parts of the groove. Like, that's why a lot of people like can't really sample how I do, because I go crazy. Like, I be taking things like that's on the grid, off the grid, like I be pulling stems, it's straight sound manipulation, and that all comes from me working with like equipment back in the day, and working with the EQ. I'm like, all right, if I turn this down, the bass. All right, if I turn this down, I don't hear no vocals. All right, so if I turn this up, I can hear the vocals but no beat.
That's a fact.
All right, so I was already working with that type of stuff just in the house.
Okay. Because
So-
you was already exposed to that based
Yeah.
on your background.
So with me sampling now is and also with other people along the way, like teaching me how to sample,
Yeah.
and me having prior knowledge and putting that all together and really sample how I do, like, so.
That's a fact, And then my third point is, it was like a shift between the late 90s and early 2000s, where people started using the actual studio itself to actually affect the sound of the music, So you have producers like George Martin and Brian Eno, they began using the recording studio itself. Because prior to that, people had certain equipments, but they didn't have all of the stuff. And with the music industry, every year things is upgrading,
Change every
leveling
year.
up, So now they come to the point where they have the technology to do the multi-tracking system, but they don't need the magnetic tape no more. Everything is digital. They have the effect processing to where you can add certain effects to the music. That's why in the early 2000s you got the boom 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 boom, and then you got the like DJ Clue, Desert Storm type stuff. They started
with the,
plugging in
Air
their
hole,
ad-libs and all that.
dropping the bombs.
Flex,
Yeah.
dropping bombs, but now with the you talking about the Clue, the famous Clue echo chamber.
Yeah,
Like,
you
know
know.
what I'm saying? Like that, like that. Honestly, like I want to say that actually like came off his mixer. When he started, that was his thing. Like
Okay.
he wasn't in like from actually what I know that's put out there. Like
Yeah.
a lot of those Clue tapes that we love was made in his basement.
Okay.
Like dudes will literally like ex Mason, all them would come to his mom's basement and spit those freestyles. All those Clue freestyles are from his mom's
He
basement.
got plenty of
That's
mixtapes.
so
Yeah,
dope.
like so it's like they was made in his mom's basement. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so of course it ain't like the only thing that's down there is the turntables, the mic, and like, and like a lot of duplicators and stuff.
The facts.
So, of course they may have like a little effects because
Yeah.
because he's a DJ.
The facts.
So, so once he got over to the studio,
Yeah.
it sounded crispier.
Exactly.
But the rawness gave the feeling of it when you straight driving down the street back then, and you hear Clue Tay like yeah.
So would you say
all
that
parties.
with the introduction of the studio, that's where the actual
No, the studio's always been here.
creative role, the producer came more into play? Because before it was like you the DJ and stuff, but now since you got more tools and stuff, you could really produce it the way that you actually want to do it versus you just got to work off a recording.
So producing has always been here. Production is not always someone physically touching a drum machine. It's not someone always physically doing something. That's like you're good on drums, you're good on the guitar, and you can sing. So I could put all you guys together and make something happen. I just produced a song with all of us
Okay.
because so you could sing, you're this, you're that. So I could make something around that, boom, and you guys could start something, and I could finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So that like it was that until the 1980s, like 82.
Okay.
Mind you, I'm born 91. So I wasn't there, but I know the history of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like with the Sugar Hill Gang, right? Like the Rapper's Delight joint.
Yeah.
That's actually a live beat.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not no drum machine. It wasn't until Africa Bambaataa and Planet Rock and them started using like the TR 808 and all that because that's when it
Yeah.
came. 1982. That's when the
Yeah.
TR 808
Okay.
and all that came out. Like
Right.
the MIDI and all that. That's when all that came into play.
Okay.
So that's why from 82 and on, like that's when like you got guys that's when you was able to have guys like me to be on the drum machine and actually sit with the engineer to
and build some shit.
Yeah, so because honestly, like a producer had to have an engineer back then, like because bring it up to the 1990s when a lot of guys using the MPC or the SP 1200, you gotta bring your drum machine to the actual studio to actually track the beat.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know what tracking the beat is hooking the beat up to the mixing board and taking all the individual sounds. It basically, like the stems.
Yeah.
In the stems.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, you gotta play, but it's not like on a computer where I could just grab the stems without playing the song. They will literally have to play the whole joint.
Yeah.
Like and
Just to get
and
it.
if you mess it up, they had to go back and do it again, and
Sheesh.
it brings
Oh my
back to the
gosh.
tape.
Yeah.
So like a lot of those tapes was either from $50 to $100 a tape. So it's
That's
like
crazy.
so that's why a lot of producers was getting money back then because that right there. Past just making the beat, just lugging your stuff to track the beat. Sometimes they took 4 to 8 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like
yeah.
it's labor. Like so,
Horrible.
like
It's horrible.
that's why like
That reminds me of like the Temptations. When they was in the studio trying to get the beat right. And
Yeah.
it was like, we're going to keep this right here.
Yeah, we gonna
because
keep that.
Rather than us do it over again and it sounds all right, but
Yeah.
it's one part that's messed up.
Yeah.
You're going to just run with it. like,
exactly
so,
because it's too much time to go back just to sing up to that one part.
Yeah,
Like it's no
Yeah,
point.
it's
Ain't no top
horrible.
of that. The money, the time was limited, and they needed they stuff and things was flowing.
You
Nah.
had to be good back then.
Yeah,
Right.
like
You
No.
had to be good.
like if you now go back into listen like a lot of like oldies, like they're like the reason why we have attachments to them because of the feeling,
Yeah.
not because of how they were. How they were produced, yes, but the feeling of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those songs really came with feeling and really came with real live emotion.
Fact.
So you can't produce that.
You can't-
Yeah.
You can only produce the underbed of what you put your soul on, like put your life on. Like I can't tell you what to say.
Facts.
Like I can't say, yo, I need you to whatever it tells you to do, that's what you're gonna do.
Exactly, And I got 2 points on some history before we get into would you rather. And the first point is with the usage of the DAWs, right? DAWs and the MIDIs, it gave people the ability to start making music at home. Before you have to go find a producer, go to the studio, see if you like the studio, pay the producer, schedule a valid time, make sure you don't have nothing else set up. Now you could just do it at home.
That's true.
And then with the second point is the impact of streaming and social media, So you got a lot of producers that came up in the last 4 or 5 years, that make songs and beats just for like TikTok, Instagram, just for shorts, just for reels, So now it's like as a producer, it's so many different lanes you could go into. due to social media, you know? So where do you see yourself in 5 years with the social media and your music production, Pyro?
To be completely honest, I see myself, well, even though I own everything, but owning everything on a higher tier, like really like licensing my stuff everywhere. Like, all right, so I see myself in 5 years really licensing all my catalog out so it could bring back the revenue.
Yeah.
That is it. That is really supposed to have.
Yeah.
Alongside of that, really just developing my own artists, developing my own label, developing my own producers. Like I really want to, honestly, like as far as like the artist is concerned, like that actually takes a lot of money to break an artist.
Yeah.
I would much rather deal with my producers, engineers, and directors.
Because there's way more ways for they can monetize other than just
Like
having
yeah,
an artist.
it could be monetized. Like it could be for themselves and for the company. Like so, it's like I'm really geared towards the guys that don't get deals like that. Like you know what I'm saying. So that's what I want to do. Like other than like being video games and movies and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Really like giving the guys who actually matter a chance, a lane.
That's
like
a
the
fact.
producers, engineers, and directors.
Fire.
Like, you know what I'm
Love
saying?
that.
So and also like having my own publishing company too.
Yeah.
So that's a couple of my 5-year spills, but
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like a lot of those are gonna come before 5 years, but
Yeah, you know, it's just got set that time.
the outlook.
You know?
yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, everybody, that was today's economy talk featuring Pyro Lucain on how to be a producer, the history of it, the evolution of it, you know. So if you want to get more in tune, like, share, comment, you already know. We're getting into Would You Rather.
Yes.
Oh man.
Damn.
Would
So,
you rather?
So with my first would you rather, folks, since we got Pyro here, we're gonna go into music. So would you rather make a song with your favorite artist, but it gets subpar reviews, or would you rather make a beat for a random artist that hits the Billboard 100?
I feel like this is where integrity comes in. I feel like this is where integrity comes in for me.
I'm gonna go with the random artist, cause I'm gonna be like, yeah, I took a random artist, got to Billboard. Give me anybody. I'm P Diddy in here.
But all right, I don't even want to get into the semantics of it because this is only a would you rather.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just be I'm just going to just go with oh my god because I'm just gonna go with the random.
Okay.
Random.
I'm gonna go with the random.
Well, y'all know me. I dare to be different. I'm gonna go with my favorite artist. I don't care if it don't get a lot of reviews. It's just the fact that that's what I wanted to do. So that's it.
True, yeah.
Period. It was never about and getting notoriety off of it. It's about me fulfilling myself. So.
Yeah. But what's crazy though is like I'm in the business of both.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Like
why
I'm in the business of both, so it's like
You
it
value
so
more.
like so it could come either way. So it's like my favorite artist next to Big is Nas.
Oh.
So
yeah.
it's like I know personally how I feel about it.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But as far as business and all that other stuff, and I just
It get tricky.
it really
know?
does get tricky though. It does because I'm in the business of both. So
You can't.
I know I feel you.
He can't choose.
I really can't choose. It'll just I don't know.
Facts. So keeping on the topic, my would you rather is in the same field, but it's like, would you rather 1% of a record that you produce but it sold 500 million records, or would you like complete ownership of the record you produce but only sells 1,000 records?
Y'all playing with this man pocket too much.
Not even. Nah, this is good though. This is good. This is good stuff. Honestly, 1,000. Like once again, have to go into. I don't want to go into the semantics of like how much was the product sold. I only made 1,000. I only got that. Like you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
so, it's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
So
Versus 1% of 500 million records on a song you produced, you know.
I mean, is it 5 million? 500? You said 500 million streams.
500 million records, or what's the
Is it
difference?
physical records or streams? Because it's two different. Because if it's physical,
Oh my God.
if it's like yeah, so like nah,
Okay.
Everything is.
Well,
it is though.
It does. It makes
is.
it makes a huge
for the
difference.
sake,
It is.
we're gonna say records, physical. So either you did.
Oh, give me the 1%.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the 1%. Give me the because honestly, like, once that transfer over, is lit. Like it's lit. Once that transfers over and you are on top of your business,
With the
so to
royalties,
make
yeah.
sure it transfers over to you when it does when it goes from physical to digital. Oh yeah, give me that 1%.
Versus the complete ownership
Yeah,
over the
Yeah.
1,000.
yeah.
That's fine.
Give me the 1%.
Got one more. So would you rather wear a dress in a movie for $20 million or $250K for a basic role in a movie?
You
And for-
men.
And then for a female, would you rather wear like a beard in a movie, like a full grown man beard, or take that $250K for?
I'm making my own movie.
What's the compensation for the beard?
Yeah, so you get $20 million.
I get 20 million for the beard.
Yeah,
It got to be an organic beard.
it's whatever the.
Yeah, they gotta glue it onto you and make it as real life as possible. Like you're
Nah, cause I'm gonna kill a beard. I'm gonna look fly. I'm gonna.
oh no, I'm give my 250K, please.
Yeah, give me
my
that 20, give me that 20 mil for
Give
the
my
beard.
250K. I'm not putting on no dress at all. You know.
Nah, it's just a
Nah,
beard.
you gotta put on the dress.
No,
for
you-
250K.
No, for the 20 million.
20 mil. You gotta put. Oh,
250K is for the regular role. I'll be a
For the regular
regular
role?
person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me the regular role.
Yeah,
Give me the regular role.
Putting no
Forget
dress
that.
on.
Forget
Nah,
that.
I
Forget
would dress
that.
like I will wear my
Forget the
nice,
dresses.
my nice Muslim garb beard.
She gonna cut a beard bomb with the sea moss.
Yup.
Like, whoa.
Y'all, that shit gonna be looking spiffy. Don't play with it.
Alrighty. So yeah, you got would you rather?
I don't have a would you rather. Y'all would you rather me out today?
I guess we'll jump into the lifestyle in depth for you folks. So we're gonna be talking about finding balance in life on lifestyle in depth. And with number one, to get right into it, we're gonna be talking about prioritizing your self-care. And it's doing what you need to do to whatever makes you happy or healthy. And be realistic when it comes to, the happy part, don't just go on a vacation when you behind in bills and just for your happiness. Like, so be realistic with it. Number two, for helping out that balance in your life, you gotta start setting some boundaries. So define your limits, what supports you versus what detracts you from your well-being. Openly communicate your boundaries to people in your life. And if you have to, remind them that this is what's going on. This is what I'm sticking to. And if you have to, say no. It's not hard to say no. With number three, we're talking about seek support when it's needed. So it all comes to those times when we do need help. We do need support. Recognize that you need help, and asking for it, it indicates that yourself and others, it's okay to reach out when it's in need. This normalizes that we all at some time require some help or support. Asking for help can indicate better performance for ourselves and others, improving connections within the culture. So, help the neighbor and then help him lift him up, and that gets us further around the world, like everybody just helping each other is the best way to, prosper.
Yes, sir.
And number four, we talking about expand your awareness. You gotta get out there. You gotta get outside. You gotta take a class, learn to paint, try something new. It's always something new to learn, especially with how technology is growing today. You don't gotta deep dive into everything, but at least have a little bit knowledge of the surface of the idea. And, find things that uplift you, to help out that balance in your life. And just to close this out, so going forward with this attitude, not only you could change yourself, but you could change the world. So just be mindful of that, that balance in your life and having full control. This is Lifestyle in Depth. And what we got out to close the episode. We don't gotta you did it to yourself this week, but this has definitely been a dope, eventful episode.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
real.
Shout out to everybody. You know,
Yeah,
we
nah,
got full
everybody-
house
yeah,
today.
we
You
all
know,
pulled up. Definitely did our
That's a
thing. for
fact.
real.
You know,
Yeah, I love this. It was a good episode.
With Pyro, Lucain, he's gonna be at the Crunch Music Festival up in Hartford, Connecticut, July 2nd. He's gonna be performing there. And right now he got his album out, Never Get Comfortable. I love that. I love that name right there.
Facts.
It's out on all platforms. If y'all wanna go tune it in, check it out.
Yeah.
I was checking out the video as well on YouTube.
oh yeah, no, it was fire.
Oh,
Shorty
good
in the
looking.
record store.
Oh yeah. Yo. Shout out to my bro, Why Shut Essence. He the one who shot that from me. Like we actually shoot our own videos.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he the one who shoots them from me. I'm the one who edits it up, you know what I'm saying? Edit up, cut it up and all that. So,
Anything else you want to tell the people?
Where to find you?
Oh, yo, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, that's it at PYROLUCAIN, Pyro Lucain. And I also got a new single dropping June 28th. She got that. Parentheses, spend the night.
Hey, it's
there
fire.
you go.
You know. Well, I'm Shoot the Artist.
I'm No Face Rel.
Nasreen the Seamoss Queen.
And Pyro Lucain.
This is the
Nah
Nah
Mean
Mean
Show.
Show. Nah Mean.
I mean.
He always does this at the end of the episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pyro, Lucain.
Let me let you know what I've been on. I separate detonators instead of false smoke alarms. Your existence isn't proper pawns. On the board of life, he took you